Hello everybody and welcome to Parks Bros. It is Drew here. Yeah, that's right, I'm back finally. But this is another West Coast Racers construction update that's pretty big. Honestly, we've got another shipment of supports entirely that we'll show you just in a second. But I just wanted to give you a little update of what I was saying in the past couple days and why I haven't been posting. So there was just something really drastic that ended up happening that kind of startled a lot of us in my family. But as of now, things are looking up. So I will keep you guys as updated as I can, at least with how I'm feeling about the situation. So it's definitely looking a heck of a lot better than it was in the past couple days. And hopefully I will be able to start working on videos again more frequently, because that whole situation's pretty much taken up all of my time. So, but moving on to the actual update itself, you can see in the far lot, thanks to an anonymous viewer, that they've still got rebar being made. But they are using a new lot that is right next to the original lot that they put the first shipment of supports, which I find really weird. They're now using 3 different plots of land to hold support structures. It's really, really bizarre to me. But you can see that there was a certain shipment truck for some larger supports on Monday, which is absolutely great to see. I don't know whether this is the 4th or 5th shipment of supports. I'm guessing 5th, but I'm not entirely sure. But these are definitely by far some of the biggest supports we've seen so far. You can even see there's a bunch of smaller supports on the left-hand side of this lot. And of course you have this giant frame coming out of the truck itself. Now, I was thinking about what this could be. I originally was thinking, oh, maybe it's part of the zero-G stall, because that is one of the tallest supports in the entire structure. But as they pulled some more and more supports out, I kind of started rethinking it. It definitely could be near the end of the brake run, because there are some shared supports there. And it also could be in what I've heard called the Spaghetti Bowl section. And I honestly think that is a perfect name for that section. It's definitely a Spaghetti Bowl. Not like the old Premier rides or anything, but it's still a Spaghetti Bowl for the modern era, I would say. But a lot of the supports that you can see on the left-hand side that are still covered up in like tarp and plastic that have been removed from this truck are very, very small. And most of these supports are going to be very small because they've got a lot of places to connect and a lot of different places to support 2 separate tracks. But there are also going to be some of these supports that will have to reach over parts of the go-kart track, and I'm guessing that's what is in the truck as we're seeing them being pulled out now. So it is really great to see that now. Finally, just bigger supports coming out, and I'm really hoping that this project can really get its move on, because they were saying June for an opening, but then we got even more rain, and it seems like they've been delayed even further. So honestly, my guess for opening now is probably middle of July, but that's still not late. It technically is not late at all. They just said summer opening. So July is summer. So, I mean, you can't complain about that at all. But I'm guessing probably around mid-July. At the latest, probably in the 20s of July. Which still, honestly, isn't the worst time to open, because it is peak season for Six Flags. Maybe a little past peak season, but it could give an attendance bump for the month of August, honestly. So I think it would be a great idea to open it then. But another thing that could possibly bring up attendance is the addition of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland. We know that's going to bring in so many millions of people in the next year alone, as well as in 5 years, probably tens of millions. And they'll be looking for another park to visit besides just the Disney parks, of course, because why fly thousands and thousands of miles if you're only going to spend 2 to 3 days at this destination? So why not go check out something else? I mean, some might go to Knott's. I'm sure a lot will go to Knott's. Why not go to Universal? I'm sure a lot will go to Universal. But what about some of those teenage crowds and maybe those older crowds that kind of grew up with the prequels and still have this love for Star Wars, but also a love for thrill rides? So I could totally see big amounts of crowds coming over towards Magic Mountain as well. And judging by how everything will probably be fully opened for Galaxy's Edge by the end of June or so, because Rise of the Resistance will not be opening with the rest of the land, I'm sure at the end of June we will see an insane spike in out-of-state guests. So I'm very excited to see if this profits for the Six Flags chain as well as the other parks. But moving back to West Coast Racers, you can see that there are multiple giant supports coming out. I think I counted 3 from this footage alone. I really don't know if that's all the supports that have come out from this truck alone, which is great news to see so many things coming out for this project now. I know a lot of people are saying it's really late now, but they do work on a year-round schedule. At least the park is open for a year-round schedule, so they don't have that off-season just to do whatever they need for everything in the park and have everything ready to go for the rest of the 8 months of the year or so. Because a big struggle with a lot of this is the fact that they're still open as a park, and they have to get around, you know, the park actually being open and figuring out ways that they don't block visitors from doing certain attractions that aren't being worked on and things like that. So it's definitely more of a struggle, especially with the rain season that we've had in the past month or so. It's the most rain we've gotten in years, so it's really setting back this project, at least from a weather perspective. And also there was a lot of teardown that they had to get through first. So, and they're still doing teardown as we speak. There's still stuff to do with that, and it's getting quite exciting now to actually think that just in maybe 3 or 4 months we will be riding this thing, as well as Apocalypse again, which I can't wait to get back on because I love that thing, and also to see all the new theming for the new area, which I'm very excited about. But I really hope everything from the concept art can make it out and make it into the real world, because I loved the concept art. I think the idea of everything in the concept art looks amazing, and I can't wait to see it actually come into fruition over the next couple months. So that is incredibly exciting. But personally, I can't even wait to get back out there, because it's been, I think, since I visited with Taylor and Alec over a month ago now, since I was last at Magic Mountain. Which is kind of a bummer, really, because I really miss going. I really miss things like Twisted Colossus and Tatsu, and looking at the construction with my own eyes, because it really gives a better perspective of what's going on. So I definitely miss going, that is for sure. But hopefully I can end up going soon, and I know I've been talking with my good friend Dylan from Theme Park Obsession about possibly doing a meetup in the future together, but we'll have to see if that takes place within the next month or so. For me, I'm not entirely sure. Sorry, Dylan, just, you know, with the things going on, it's going to be kind of harder for the next month or so. But I'm really excited to get back, that is for sure. But now let's move on inside the park. Finally, I know there's been a lot of footage of the supports, but inside the park itself, we have 2 drills and a crane. So we know that these footings are going to be put in very soon. The fact that the crane is there to pick up the rebar and put it in the ground after the drills have actually drilled giant holes is great news. There are 2 drill bits on the drills themselves, so that's even better news, because we know they are going to start drilling fairly soon. But there are tons of forklifts on site. There are different, almost like molding plates, I guess would be my word for it, but they help out with foundation and putting concrete into a foundation. Specifically for like the station and the gift shop, they will need these to help out square out the foundation itself, which I'm very excited to see that come into fruition as well, because the station and gift shop look really nice in the concept art, so I can't wait to see them in person. And I'm really interested to see how that queue line will work, because in the animation and everything we've seen, the queue line is quite short. At least that's what it looks like, unless there's like 20 different switchbacks, which there might be, but I really don't know. But the fact that all of this equipment is on the site itself is very awesome, and I cannot wait to see everything go vertical, because hopefully within the next 2 weeks or so we will be seeing vertical structure for either the station or the supports, or possibly even track showing up would be another big wowza moment. Wow, that's a t-shirt. But I'm very happy that Magic Mountain is finally getting this project all together after all of the crazy setbacks that they've had, that have just been whoopsies, for lack of a better word, just with like the gas lines being out of date and needing to be replaced, and then of course all the rain that has happened. I mean, a lot of this has been out of their control, so you can't blame the park itself for most of the things that are happening. I mean, of course, I don't know everything that's going on, but the two major things that have really set them back are the gas pipes and the rain itself. So, but regardless, thank you so much for watching. I'm glad to be back, and hopefully I'll be back more and more as the weeks progress. And thank you so much to the anonymous viewer for getting us this footage. I am very, very appreciative. But make sure to subscribe. I want to get to at least 4,000 subscribers by the time we hit our second birthday on April 4th. And let's try and share this video as much as we can, because I want to get to 1 million views if we could by that point in time. But regardless, thank you again so much for watching and being subscribed to the channel if you are. And of course, as always, we'll see you on the next ride.